Aloha, everyone. I'm Lailan Bento, Principal Broker here at Hawaii Development Group, which is a real estate company here on the Big Island of Hawaii. And weekly, we have my co-host, Cyrus, with the Mayor's Office. Cyrus is the Communications Director. And each week, we just touch upon latest happenings here on the Big Island, what's going on at the Mayor's Office. And Cyrus just brings us up to date of what's going on each week. So this week, we have a hot topic of the fire yesterday at the Old Airport Pavilion in Kailua, Kona, one of our main park there in Kona. And Cyrus is going to go ahead and just touch upon, what happened. He's going to explain the cost breakdown. I know many of you have been asking about that as well, and how we're just going to move forward and what the county is going to do about that fire. So Cyrus, go ahead and explain the pavilion fire from yesterday.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up, Lailan. Yesterday, especially for those of you in Kona, you know that there was a big fire at the Old Airport Beach Park, and that fire engulfed and destroyed the only working bathroom on that whole beachfront, right? And so, the fire was reported about 3:54 a.m. We had fire on scene. Fire was able to extinguish the fire, but not before it was able to destroy the entire structure, right? And so, that fire is still under investigation. We're still looking at the cause of that fire. Was it intentional? Was it unintentional? So on and so forth. We're also doing damage assessments to really see what we're looking at as far as replacing the bathroom and getting it back up and running. At this point in time, because of the severe damage, there's no immediate timeline for when we're going to be able to fix it or when we're not. But we are going to commit to that. We know it's a very busy beach, especially for our families. The pavilions add a wonderful space for folks to paina, to hang out, to enjoy first birthday parties, so on and so forth. And so, for us, it is a priority, but it comes at a really big cost. Just to put some things into perspective for you, the county has, in our Parks Department, over 300 facilities. When we came into office, the management budget, the maintenance budget for those 300 plus facilities was literally $400,000+. Today, under Mayor Roth's leadership, that's $2 million. Wow. But still, to fix the cost in full total to fix this one pavilion or this one bathroom structure at Kona Old Days Beach Park is $750,000. That's over a quarter of a $2 million maintenance budget. So we're going to have to look for other creative ways to figure out how we're going to get this thing back up. And fortunately, recently we had created a public-private partnership with a local organization that helped to paint the bathroom facility, that helped to re-roof it, and to make it something that the community could be proud of, or at least somewhat. Right. And so we're hoping to lean back on the community again to try and figure out creative solutions to get this thing back up and running. We know it's important. We know it's good for the health and safety of the community. We know it's important, especially for our women and children, to be able to have that facility to use where it's safe. And so we're going to commit to doing that. But a lot of people are asking, why $750,000? Seems like a ripoff. Is it because it's ocean view? Ha, ha, ha. And, honestly, I understand where you all are coming from. Yeah, it was sort of a shack looking structure. Of course, right? It's at a beach. It's minimal infrastructure. But what it really is, if in that $750,000 price tag of damage, is the money it costs to extinguish the fire, the money it costs to replan the bathroom, the money it costs to dig up and repair the piping, the water lines, all of those things, the sewage, the drainage, all of those things come into factor, and then to rebuild it, right? So it's not just the cost of going vertical, but it's the cost of the labor to go vertical. It's the cost of all of the different parts and pieces and the paperwork and the processes that go into place. And so when we say a $750,000 damage, we do mean it. And that's a lot of money, especially for a department that is, historically underfunded. And luckily we've beefed that up, like I said, but it's still nowhere near where it needs to be in order to mitigate big damage like this, right? And so there's a few things we want the public to know, right? If you see somebody doing something not pono at our bathroom facilities, our park facilities, our gyms, say something. Say something so we can prevent large damage like this from happening time and time again. If we see things that are unsafe, if you see things that are worrisome, let us know. Because if we can get in front of it, it saves us money in the long run. And really, our money is your money. And so we're just asking that all of you out there, if you see something, say something, because we want to prevent these types of incidences as much as possible.
Absolutely. Thank you, Cyrus, for explaining that. And I grew up in Kona. So of course, Old Airport is just a family, place of all those sports fields, pools, basketball courts. I mean, you just learn every sport you can at that entire park. And so it's a crucial main park on this side of the island for all of us. And so that's why, it is important for us in the community to be involved. I grew up, my mom used to make us go paint, picnic benches, plant in the garden at Makaeo, running path just to clean up the, beach over there. My mom would make us growing up as kids. We did it for soccer clubs. So if, you are an organization or not, or you want to help join some of the groups that are down there, to make sure to take care of that park, because it is such a vital park to this side of the island. For all, so many families, from Pop Warner football to, Little League baseball. And so if you see something, let us know. And also, jump in and help us with making sure the park is maintained and clean, because the county, they can't do it all themselves. And so it does take a community effort, not just of this park, but island wide, for all of us to help and join in.
Speaking of that community effort, Lailan, why don't you talk a little bit about some of the things that you learned recently and some of the efforts that you're trying to do moving into the future with our parks department, and by way of, Malama Aina and cleaning up and taking care.
Yeah, absolutely. I did meet with, the director of the Parks and Recs for the county yesterday, and I went in, just trying to organize. I thought I would start off with a couple of beach cleanups. And so we are going to have 2 beach cleanups to start in April, one at Kahaluu Beach Park on April 22nd, and then another one on April 30th, the beach area at Hilo Bayfront. So we'll be doing those 2, that my company, along with partnering with Kanu Hawaii. We're also reaching out to small businesses and any nonprofits that do want to join us, or just if you just want to help volunteer. We're going to be having, lunch and drinks and supplies also to help us all just clean up these 2 beaches. But what I did learn was that out of these 300 facilities, or actually any of these 300 facilities that the county does take care of, whether it's a park or even a beach park, that you can adopt it. That you can adopt a park or a beach park as an individual, as a business, as a nonprofit, or whether you're with a church, a youth organization, or anyone. You can actually adopt, however many parks on the island that you want to take care of, or even raise funds to help with the facilities in those parks. So my company, Hawaii Development Group, after leaving this meeting and, getting this new information, when I thought I was just doing a beach cleanup, but I didn't know that you could actually adopt these parks. I'm going to be donating and actually adopting 2 parks. I'm thinking one on the east side of the island and one on the west side of the island, to just be able to take care of it. And so I would like to have anyone else join in. And if you have a park in your area and you want to also adopt it, just let us know. And Mo, who's the director of Parks and Recs, is, open at any time for anyone to come forward and also adopt any of our facilities, which we have 300 on the island. So pick any of them, just like I am. I'm picking 2, might be more, but at least 2 is a start for my company to be able to help out.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Lailan, for your willingness to do that. And there's a lot of great organizations and individuals and groups that are doing the same thing across the island. And it really does help us supplement our budget and make sure that we're able to really care for these facilities as they should be cared for. They're essentially safe havens for our community, and we're really proud of the public-private partnerships that we continue to build day in and day out with everyone in our community.
Yeah, absolutely. And we all, growing up here, you have kids or not, we're all utilizing these parks and these facilities. And so for us to also give back, make sure they're clean, painted, and maintained also helps our county as well. So let's all just jump in, work together as one community, as one team, and get our parks and our beaches, in pristine condition. It takes all of us, right, working together to take care of our island.
Yeah, absolutely. And on that note, Lailan, we kind of went a little bit negative in the beginning with something that would happen that was, honestly pretty terrible, especially for the folks that use that beach park every week. But on better news, on more a highlight of the county last week, we were able to bless 5 brand new ambulances. We added them to the county fleet. That's the second blessing this year, adding up to a total of 7 new ambulances for 16 total ambulance stations across the island. And each one of those ambulances cost us $250,000. but we're committed to the health and safety of the community. Mayor Roth is determined to replace all of those ambulances. It's part of a larger plan. We have more money in the budget this year to continue on what we're doing. I think it's another $1 million, $2 million to go ahead and replace all of those county vehicles so that our ambulance fleet is up to date. You know, when we pick up our residents, whether they are coming from home and having issues there, or whether they've gotten into severe car accidents or perhaps surfing incidents, you know, it's critical that they have the best of the best, top of the line vehicles to get them from A to B. And it's not just because they go faster or they're more efficient. It's because they come with, you know, different types of safety mechanisms and whatnot that are updated. And, you know, it's like our cell phone, you know, the iPhone 3 or 4 is much different than our current iPhone. And that's what we were operating on. Some of our ambulances are over 12 years old that are on the road today. And it's time that we go ahead and we upgrade them, you know. And in other great news, in Mayor Roth's State of the County address, he also mentioned that we'll, you know, to add not only to the ambulance program, we're also this year, thanks to the STARE Foundation, you know, our finance department and other on-island philanthropists, will be replacing Chopper 2. Chopper 2 has been online for over 30 years. It's been flying for our fire department on this island, and we're finally replacing it with a brand new helicopter that'll be going online at the end of this year. And so that's really huge, particularly for the Kona community. Chopper 2 lives at the Puako station, and it's just going to increase service that much more. And lastly, you know, on this topic of you know, helicopters and ambulances, we can't forget our watermen too. You know, our lifeguard program is critical to us. They save lives day in and day out from Honolulu to Kua Bay, you know, and everywhere else in between. You know, these lifeguards provide such a vital service, and they're critical to, you know, emergency life-saving services that are right there on the spot. And we have some of the best swimmers, best watermen in the world that work for us. And so we got another $200,000 this year budgeted to help them update some of their supplies, right? Some of their boards, some of their flotation devices, their fins, you know, making sure that we can outfit them with the things they need to really do a good job. I mean, if you go down to some of these parks and you see their flotation devices, you know, some of these things have been around for 20, 30 years. And we really feel as an administration that it's critical to update these things to make sure that folks know we're serious about making this a safe place for everyone. And so I just wanted to share that great news with everybody before we sign off today.
Yeah, that's terrific, especially this island, right? I mean, if anyone knows how rural the outer islands are, it's pretty rural where those ambulances actually have to go. And some of those roads that don't even have a GPS isn't going to work, and they don't even have a street sign. That's how rural our big island is. So it's nice to see more ambulances or updated ones, a new helicopter also, and then more for the lifeguards with the very rough water we can have here in Hawaii, right?
Absolutely.
And then next week we'll be on another Zoom for everyone. And then after that, we're going to go visit, which I'm excited about, Kamakua Nui. So that's a new phase of an affordable housing development. We'll get to actually go on site and see what they're doing. I think there's also going to be a new park eventually also for that community with that development, so that we always do need more parks and sports fields and housing for sure. So we'll do that in about another 2 weeks. We'll go to Kamakua Nui, and you will get a firsthand look at that development.
Yep, can't wait. We hope to bring you guys along with us, and we'll continue to go to different spots. Sometimes we'll be on Zoom, sometimes in person.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes we'll have guests, but for the most part, Lailan and I are going to try and continue to update you every week, make sure that you're informed, that you can make informed decisions, and you know what's going on. There's a lot of things, not just in the county, but with these public-private partnerships. And I think that's what Lailan and I really represent. We represent an interest of both sides as local kids to want to make this place the best place it can possibly be. And whether she's in, you know, real estate development or healthcare, it doesn't matter. It's the private sector and private local citizens that really make this county go around. There's only so much we can do. And without all of you being involved and really thinking about, you know, how can we plug in? How can we help, you know, move this county along? We're not going to go anywhere. So I just really appreciate you, Lailan, as well as all of you out there who are getting more and more interested every week with us in learning about this county, learning about the things going on, and really trying to plug yourself in. So mahalo to all of you. You're very appreciated.
Yeah, mahalo, Cyrus, for doing that. And don't forget, everyone, if you have any questions or you want us to discuss anything, please just let us know. We're going to put all these links below. And also don't forget about the Kahea app. Please download that so you get all the updates on every single department throughout the county of Hawaii. And we will see you folks next week on Zoom. After that, we're going to go visit Kamakoa Nui. Mahalo, everyone.
Everybody, aloha.